Brought to you by Penguin.
Food Isn't Medicine, written and read by Dr Joshua Wolrich. The information in this book has been compiled as general guidance on the specific subjects addressed. It is not a substitute and not to be relied on for medical, healthcare, or pharmaceutical professional advice. Please consult your GP before changing, stopping, or starting any medical treatment. For those experiencing weight stigma, please know you deserve so much better, and I promise not to stop until you get it. Preface. You are completely entitled to opinions that are not supported by evidence, but the moment you spread that opinion as fact, you are a liar. And if you spread it as fact, knowing that it's not supported by evidence, you are both a liar and a fraud. Occam's barber. On the 16th of August 2020, Justin Bieber and I became friends. Okay, fine. He publicly told me to fuck off for challenging him in front of his then 144 million Instagram followers, but that's basically the same thing, right? Friend, acquaintance, mortal enemy, what's the difference? I'll explain how that all came about in a second, but first let me introduce myself. I'm an NHS junior doctor currently in the middle of a postgraduate master's degree in nutrition. I've grown increasingly frustrated over the last few years, seeing how some medical doctors have become bolder in believing that they understand nutritional science. Let's be clear right out of the gate. The scientific study of the relationship between diet and health is not the same discipline that we get taught in medical school. Otherwise, my current academic study would be a waste of money. Doctors are first and foremost biomedical scientists, meaning that we focus on learning how the human body functions in order to understand and treat disease. There's less overlap with nutrition than you might immediately think, and an ignorance of the fundamental differences between the two disciplines has resulted in a truly terrible slew of books being written and published by doctors way out of their lane. Of the top 100 best-selling books on nutrition in 2018, guess which profession made up the biggest percentage of authorship? You are 4 times more likely to pick up a nutrition book written by a doctor than you would by a dietitian or nutritionist. If this were the other way around and medical books were being overwhelmingly written by people without a medical degree, I can guarantee you that doctors would be up in arms. Not only that, but the nutritional advice found in these books varies widely and is often completely contradictory. Eat carbs, don't eat carbs. Eat fat, don't eat fat. Go vegan, or is it carnivore? They promise weight loss and disease cures. We've reached a point now where both traditional and social media are awash with so much nonsense that it's almost impossible for anyone to figure out what's actually true. Oh, and don't get me started on books that claim to explain why everything we've been told about food is wrong. Burn them all. Nutritional science actually knows an incredible amount about food and its impact on our health, but facts like eat more veg aren't exactly sexy, are they? It's much more exciting for someone to claim they're challenging the status quo and dogmatically promise a new solution to health and weight loss, even though those two categories aren't even the same thing. We'll get to that. Food isn't medicine. In my humble opinion, there is one simple truth that I believe would solve a lot of the difficulty sifting through the misinformation when it comes to nutrition. Food isn't medicine. I'm well aware that in the context of severe eating disorder recovery, this phrase can be very useful, especially for those requiring inpatient treatment. I'm not here to invalidate that. This specific exception doesn't make the rule for the rest of us. The vast majority of nutrition books rely on the opposite being true, despite the fact that you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone with formal training in dietetics or nutrition who uses the phrase. That alone should really tell you something. The fact that food isn't medicine is not a bad thing by any means. It's actually a really good thing that it's not. Our health is too often sold as something we have complete control over, and treating food as medicine only serves to encourage this rhetoric of personal responsibility. We need to stop shaming people for what they eat and implying that an illness was their fault for not making better choices. Recognizing that food isn't medicine doesn't mean I don't believe food can have a positive impact on someone's health. This isn't an either-or situation.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?